Jason Anderson with you. Friday edition of the show, hanging out in San Antonio. The Final Four games tomorrow right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. And joining us now, the head coach of the Missouri Tigers, Dennis Gates, joining us here in the zone. Dennis, how are you, sir?
Well, appreciate you guys having me, man. Definitely great to be here in San Antonio. But would rather be here with my team, as well a lot of other coaches that's here, right?
Yes, I know. I saw you and Tamar hanging out as he's getting ready for the NABC game, and it's like, would be cool if those guys were doing the same thing just over at the Alamo Dome today.
No question. Tamar's a great kid, man. I enjoyed coaching him. I'm going to miss him. Tiger fans will miss him. Mm-hmm. He gave his blood, sweat, and tears to our institution, and I appreciate that.
He talked about, I wasn't going to start here, but let's do it. He talked about when he came to Missouri, and definitely after last year, that he wanted to be a part of something special, to have the biggest turnaround anybody's ever seen. Like, that was the goal. It's not just, hey, let's play better basketball. No, let's shoot for something big. Let's have the greatest turnaround anybody's ever seen. And obviously, you guys were able to accomplish that. Yeah. A guy like Tamar, Caleb Grill, those guys, when does that start to come together for guys that lived through it, but to just erase that to get back to playing better basketball? Because that's something that can stay with you, maybe, if you're maybe different mentality.
Yeah, through adversity, though, we all get better, and our discipline is tested during those moments. And our guys showed a level of discipline throughout that season that allowed them to have an awesome off season. And I saw the work, I saw the concentration from day one, and obviously the leadership of those two between Caleb Grill, Tamar Bates. Those guys became captains, man. And Tamar Bates was the last captain I named, and I did it purposeful. But it was a burning desire in his belly to prove Coach Gates wrong. And I knew what I was going to do by naming him the last captain, and it worked.
When did you know he was going to be the captain? But just
I knew before the summer, but it was a different level of his vocal and his leadership. And obviously he just made it no doubt who was the leader and who was the captain.
How big a part of your job as a coach is that individual thing? Like, okay, well, this is what – all right, I figured it out. I know what drives Caleb. Yeah. Okay, that's what drives Tamar. Okay, this is what I'm going to get from Mark. Yeah. How big of a part of that is your job, coaching basketball, recruiting, but understanding what's between the ears of every player?
You got to paint each kid differently, and you have to be able to know what pushes them, what motivates them, what aggravates them. Those things matter in a group setting because you're putting pieces of puzzles together to make just one unified front. So that's something that I put a lot of stake into, getting to know my players and my players getting to know me.
Is it easy to do in today's era of transfer and NIL? Is it
all it takes is time?
Okay. And is there enough time?
It's enough time. Okay. It's enough time. But what it takes also with that time is pure authenticity, and players can see through it. They can see through if you're fake. They can see through the realness of it, and they can see through the organic time frame of which it should happen. It shouldn't happen overnight. Mm-hmm. It happens with equity and obviously being on each other's turf.
Visiting with Dennis Gates, the head coach of Missouri. Is it easy to put the entire season into perspective while separating the last game and not having that be sort of the lasting memory, to have perspective over the entire season for what you guys accomplished this year?
Everything's about perspective. And when you think of seasons prior, if you would have asked our entire fan base, Missouri would be in contention for a top 4 final bye or double bye in the SEC tournament, and automatic one of the top 10, 15 teams throughout the season. They will have wins over 3 top 5 programs and an NCAA tournament berth. Everybody would have raised not just one hand, 2 hands.
Yeah.
And what we did do is we reestablished our culture, reestablished our identity, but we did leave things on the table, and we're not happy with where our season ended because we talked about being in San Antonio.
Is it difficult, though, to look back and think about that game and what wasn't able to be accomplished to get a chance against Texas Tech and to head to San Francisco?
No, it's not hard to look back because that's how we learn. Everybody got to take their medicine, man, and you can't run from the realities. We didn't play well. Our opponents did. Yeah. It's win or go home. Yeah. And we were the part that had to go home, unfortunately. But our season isn't labeled based off our last game, and that's the perspective that you kind of spoke about earlier. Mm-hmm. We had a great season, and I'm not ever going to sell our guys short because no one would have been able to respond as a head coach how I responded to my guys, my staff. I didn't fire anybody after 0-19. We rebuilt everything, reinvigorated everything, and even with the players, they did a great job, man, and I'm proud of them.
Visiting with Dennis Gates, head coach of Missouri. What do you learn from looking back at a game like that, whether it be a coach or a player, when you've got maybe a different team that's going to be there next year? Again, we're talking about so much changeover.
Yeah.
What do you, as you look back and look at that, what's there to learn from it, take away from it in a game like that, sometimes you just have a bad night on a bad night?
Well, we've lost some games for those same reasons. You have an upside-down assist-to-turnover ratio. That can do it. You shoot a certain percentage from three, right, and not make those open shots. I'm a great coach if my players' shots are falling. I'm a bad coach when they're not.
Yeah.
And I never throw my guys under the bus. I protect my guys at all time, at all costs, because they have to go out with a clear mindset and perform, and they give their very best. That's all I ask for. I don't ask for perfection. I just ask for their excellence. And in excellence, I know where their hearts are. I know where their hearts were. I just hurt for them because some of them laced it up for the last time at Missouri. And that sometimes can have a dagger in your heart a little bit, and I know the work behind the scenes that they've put in.
Dennis Gates is our guest. I worked for 10 years with Bob Valvano, Jimmy V's brother, and he always used to joke around that, end of the game, you're down by one, the ball's in the air, and you're going, am I a good coach or a bad coach? Am I a good coach or a bad coach? Goes in, I'm a great coach. Goes out, bad coach. What a terrible play you drew up for that shot.
My job is to stand in front when we lose and step backwards and let the players stand on their soapbox when we win. And that's how you protect the culture, and I'll always take that perspective.
Visiting with Dennis Gates, the transfer portal, the NIL era, it's continuing to evolve, and revenue sharing. We'll see what goes with that. I felt like one of the lessons from this tournament, seeing Auburn and Florida and Houston, in how many players, whether they're transfers or not, have been in the program a couple, 3 years. So Auburn has tons of players returning. Same thing with Florida and Houston. Duke has a bunch of freshmen, so it's a little bit different. But how important do you think retention? People talk about transfer portal and go get this guy, go get that guy. How important is retention of the players, do you think, moving forward?
Well, it's important simply because of the nucleuses of teams and also what your message is. You have a better opportunity to have guys pass that through each other. Peer learning is real. You want guys to be able to take some things from their teammates. You want seniors to put their arms around freshmen.
Yeah.
Well, if everybody's on-the-job training, whether you're a junior, senior, sophomore, or freshman, on-the-job training is on-the-job training. You're learning something new at the same time. And obviously how that spills over on the court is simple. You can see cohesion. It's not in stat sheets, but it's in a coach's eye. It's in execution. It's in timing. It's in deliberate things that you have to carry over, and it's the sort of the thread that keeps programs together, and it's passed down. It never graduates, and ultimately you want guys to be comfortable with themselves and the city, institution, and coach, and not that be the first time that they have to juggle all those things.
Do you feel comfortable about the players that are returning to your school, that there's not going to be transfer portal news or anything?
I love my players, man.
Okay.
They know I love them. I tell them every day. They know it's real. They tell me back. They love me. So we have authentic relationships and deeper relationships. It's not just about basketball.
The players we know, you expect them all back next year?
We'll see as it relates to who we're adding.
Okay.
I'll speak on adding. Every team will know their roster on April 22nd when the portal closes.
Yeah.
That's just how we have to think now. But ultimately, my players, they know how the city of Missouri, they know how I treat them.
Yes, Dennis Gates is our guest. Last one for you. With revenue sharing coming up, what's the conversation like with Laird Veach on the percentage, how that's going to shake down with Eli and you guys and other programs?
Well, I love our institution. Board of Curators do a great job. President Moon Choi, unbelievable president. Laird Veach, great AD, unbelievable AD. I think we leave that into our ADs and our president's hands, where they have their meetings with our commissioner to see what it looks like collectively, and that's how we take it. So until that day comes where they give me exactly what's going on, outside of that, the entire world, the entire NCAA is going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Transition.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Dennis Gates, head coach of the Missouri Tigers. Dennis, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it.
M-I-Z.
ZOU. And a great season and a turnaround. Best of luck continuing moving forward.
Thanks, man.